Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're talking about Skyline, the Nintendo Switch and PS5. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on Android with Skyline. Skyline has yet another breakthrough. Cutting straight to the chase here, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is now bootable. It's not playable, it will crash, and it's running here at a whopping 3 frames a second with a ton of graphical issues. But at the same time here, this is a massive accomplishment. Now there's probably going to be a few people out there who say, you know what, the game isn't playable, this is not big news. And I would argue quite a bit against that way of thinking. I would say that's a little bit short-sighted here. You have to walk before you can run, you have to stand before you can walk. And Skyline here is making improvements in leaps and bounds, and it's only going to get better. Now, in addition to all of that, there's a bunch of people out there saying that Egg NS is way better than Skyline, so why even worry about Skyline? Why even cover it? And I will say this, Egg NS might be better now per se, depending on how you look at it. But in the future, Skyline will most likely be better here. Skyline has way more potential. Egg NS, in my opinion, is a complete mess of an emulator for a number of different reasons, which I've covered in previous videos. It is extremely questionable. If you want to take a look at PS2 emulation, Egg NS is kind of like the Daemon PS2 of emulators. Aether SX2 came along and completely blew it out of the water, and that's probably what's going to happen with Skyline. And just a friendly reminder here, I did cover this one in yesterday's video, but the development team for Skyline are listening to the community. If you have a favorite game on the Switch that you want to see emulated, you can absolutely enter it on this list. If your game is already on this list, you can upvote it. The Skyline team is listening, and they're going to be taking a look at these games that they see are most popular. I will leave a link to the GitHub page in the description below. Feel free to check it out. At this point in time, Zelda is the most popular game by far, followed by Super Mario Odyssey, then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If I scroll down the list here, I'm surprised to see Cuphead. That's really nice to see. And my pick, Ultra Street Fighter 2, is actually on the top list. Big thumbs up. Moving on now, we're getting away from emulation, but we're still talking about the Nintendo Switch. Today, Nintendo unveiled a brand new groundbreaking feature that they think is a big deal. Meanwhile, it's a feature that's available pretty much everywhere else. Nintendo is calling it Groups. You can now group games together on the main menu on the Nintendo Switch. Everybody else pretty much calls this feature a folder. Truth be told here, the Switch came out back in 2017. It's taken them over 5 years to introduce folders. They still haven't introduced themes yet, and I have no idea what's taking them so long. Last up here, we're talking about controller converters, and Brook makes a ton of them. They make converters that let you use the DualShock 4 on the Super Nintendo, on the PlayStation 2, and even on the Nintendo Switch. They have converters that let you use an Xbox controller on a PlayStation, and it appears that they're in the process of making a brand new converter for the PlayStation 5. They've tagged the Xbox and the Switch here, so at a high level, I would guess that this converter will let you use the PlayStation 4 controller, possibly Xbox controller and Switch controllers on the PlayStation 5. It also seems that Brook is looking for feedback on the design of this converter, either A, B, or C. I haven't decided on what design I like the best just yet, but if you want to provide your own feedback, I'll leave a link to their Twitter post here in the description below. Feel free to check it out and feel free to give them some feedback. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Let me know your thoughts on anything we talked about today in the comments below, whether it was Skyline, Nintendo still being behind in the times, or even Brook's new converter. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos, don't tempt fate, save your state.